Hi and welcome everyone. Lisa here for Whimsy Stamps. Thanks for taking the time to join me. So today I'm sharing these two wintry Christmas cards with you, and I'm sharing a few techniques throughout the video. So stick around to the end so you don't miss those. We're going to get started with our Misty, or any stamping tool that you have will work, but we are going to do some re-stamping, repeat stamping. So be sure you have some type of positioning tool. I'm using VersaMagic inks. I love these and the little dewdrops, especially on stamp, the new pine bough stamp, because it has so much fine detail that if I stamp it and color it, I'm scared I'm going to lose some of the detail in the coloring. And I feel like by using these little VersaMagic dewdrop pads, I can color with my ink pad and stamp and still get that same gorgeous effect. So what I'm doing is I just take the little point of the dewdrop pad and come in and start applying color to the stamp. I used Jumbo Java on the pine cones, and then I'm going to come in with hint of pesto and tea leaf on the pine, and just randomly laying those greens down, and it's going to give us a great variation in those greens to give us some nice highlights and lowlights. It's so pretty. One of my favorite techniques, and I do not do this often enough, but it's great for stamps like this. Now this stamp here, the final stamped image, measures 2 5/8 of an inch wide by 4 3/4 of an inch high, in case you're curious. Now I stamped 2 of these. The second one we're actually going to do another technique on with Perfect Pearl. So you can use your Perfect Pearls with VersaMagic ink. And what I did was I went ahead and stamped that second panel. I've come in with some green Perfect Pearls, and I'm adding that to the pine on my card panel. I'm going to first dump some of the green on my desk, like you see I just did. And I'm going to, why work from the pot when you can work from the table? We're going to come in with some gold Perfect Pearls as well and ink up those pine cones. I think gold and silver add great festive touches your cards for the holidays. And so for this, I thought the gold was going to be my best bet to go with the pine cones. And I love the shimmer that you get from Perfect Pearls. If you've never tried Perfect Pearls, I recommend that you give it a try. It's a lot of fun. It's very addictive once you get started with them. So you just put a little bit of the powder down and swirl it around lightly with a brush. In fact, there are sets of Perfect Pearls, and these brushes come with that set. Now, once you have applied it, swirled it around on your stamped image, then you can take a large brush and carefully clean off the excess. I'm going to trim down these panels so that it's just the stamped image. I'm not going to leave any white around them at all, because we're actually going to mat these onto craft cardstock. But let's go ahead and stamp the backgrounds on our card bases. Now I'm going to be using the shiplap stamp from Whimsy. I think this is the perfect background for the look I'm going for. This is a very country farmhouse feel to me. It's my jam. I love it. So I had a blast creating these cards. I'm using VersaFine Clair, and this is Shady Lane, to stamp my first background. And then I used Pinecone in the VersaFine Clair inks to stamp the second. To create that soft, glowy, snowy look around the edges of your card, super simple. You can use white pigment ink. Yes. Couple of quick tips about this though. I recommend either Memento Luxe Wedding Dress or the Hero Arts Unicorn Pigment Ink is really good as well. You want to be light-handed with this. Don't come in real heavy with this ink. You want just a tiny, tiny bit, because then if you go too heavy with it, it's heavy on your image, and it doesn't give that nice, that soft, glowy, snowy look that you're wanting. So remember to be very light-handed with this. And you want to be light with the application of the ink to your blender tool. Just keep that And you always want to use a light hand when you're using this white pigment ink on stuff. So I went ahead and trimmed down some craft cardstock to mat my stamped image, and I gave it that same soft, snowy edge as I did the stamped panel. And I'm going to add some mounting foam to the back of my stamped panels and go ahead and center those on those craft pieces of craft cardstock. I'm also going to soften up the edges of my card bases, and I did the same with those that I did with the stamped and craft panels. Then liquid glue to the back of our craft cardstock and go ahead and center up on our card panel. I went ahead and ran the large Mary word die through my die cut machine with red cardstock, and I'm going to add those to the card with some 1/8 of an inch mounting foam strips. Now the top one I actually centered the Mary, and this one I went off to the right a little bit, and I actually like the offset version better than the centered version. So since we have that great snowy effect, some white splatters needed to be done. And I have this amazing white brush cartoonist pen here that gives you the best white ink splatters you will ever get in your life. That pen is the most amazing thing. In fact, I just ordered 2 more and then saw that they had black ones as well. And I do like black and white splatters, so I ordered 2 black of the pens as well. And I'll have those linked over on my website if you want to hop over there and check it out. So I really do appreciate you guys joining me. I hope you'll click that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of new content. Let me know what you think about these in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. You know it. Until the next time, take care.